What's good? My apologies. Let's do a sound check. Let's go in here and let's get the hold on. Can you guys hear me? I am not smooth anymore. I am not smooth anymore with this new system. Are we good on the sound? Are we good on the sound? Give me a thumbs up. Loud and clear, Sean D. Nutter said. What's up, bro? I ain't seen no pics out there yet, Sean D. Nutter. Ronald Dixon, what's good with you? What's good with you, Ronald Dixon? What's good, bro? This gonna be one they ain't feeling it today, Ron. I'm about to go in on they boy. I'm gonna it's a hot mic today. Red mic, let them know. Red mic, let them know. Are we good on YouTube? Yes. Hold on, red mic. Ron got it going. Ron got me started. Red mic. Let's make sure the mic is good. Can we make sure that can we make sure it's good first? I know I sound crazy. What's up, Tracy? What's up, sis? Hey, we blaming this one on Ron, y'all.
Turn me up some. Yeah. Yo, give me some room, I'm throwing elbows. Timberland boots, Air Force, and shell toes. Who the still? If I gotta pay to get in the club, I'ma go pop the trunk and turn the street volume up to 10. I ain't on the guest list, I ain't VIP. I snuck in the exit, learning DIP. My dress code is all black when I'm making the moves, similar to the new PlayStation 2. I can't help it if the club only packing a G, and the fire marshal wanna shut it down at 3. And you ballin', dressed to kill, but I'm showing the toes with extra heels. Man, I gotta get in. I drove here with a car loaded, charged on Belvedere. My hit the cells if the line is thick, so I drive the 500 through the door. If you cover this one in your truck, let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. And you really don't give a what. Let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Everybody get your hands up. Let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. You ain't come to party, shut up. Let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Yo, security patting my legs and waist, but if I vacate the place, it'll be. All my in the huddle, on the count of 3, we're gonna bum rush the tunnel with a pound of. Cut the light on, you see it's Brick City in here. Blazing like Biggie passed us a Simi in here. Don't sleep, stay wide awoke. You dial Doc, not dial a joke. Crawl or you die in smoke. I keep it heated when the hawk is out. Seated low Tahoe, beat it when the dark is out. I'm outside of the line and I'm acting a fool, like a 3 o'clock bully waiting after school. I've been in this line for hours. I even killed the time by helping my man pass out flyers. Now all I wanna do is get in where I fit in. Shake my with the baddest pigeon with a wig in. Jump, move, crash, break, shake that, stay. Yo, Papa Bear at the table, and the porridge is poured. Since death is the label, I belong in the morgue. I'm walking half dead at the sea now, with bigger from jail than the one on Green Mile. I'll huff and puff, blow the club down. I'll snuff a duck and head it uptown. Yeah, that's right, we up in this joint now. Hey yo, we get ready to take over. Ready? You grab the mic, I'ma grab the turntables. We gon' rock this joint, baby. If you got them in the club free, let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. And you drunk up in the VIP, let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. If you swinging from them club lights, let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. And you like to start them club fights, let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Everybody wave your hands now. Let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Everybody jump up and down. Let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Everybody keep it going now. Let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Just a little bit louder now. Let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty. Come on, come on. Let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. Keep it going now. Let's get dirty. Don't stop now. Let's get dirty. Say let's get dirty, y'all. Let's get dirty.
All right. Okay. Are we good on the mic? I'm sorry I had to do that. I couldn't cut the song off. Once I get started, it's there for me. It's up from there. I ain't gonna lie. Let me see another host do that. Where is E? Where is Emmanuel Livingston? I am calling him out. I am calling. Somebody tag E and tell him Wyatt over here calling him out on some shit. I'm just kidding. That's my bro. Y'all know I rock with E. I'm just playing. But hey, what? Somebody said something? I'm just saying. Hey, that's my joint right there. Let's get dirty. I'm only kidding. Just having fun. I'm in a great mood today, fam. I hope you guys can hear me clearly. I am in such a good mood. Let me explain why. There's E. He said, I am definitely not going to do that. I dare you. I'm just playing, E. Nothing but love, bro. I'm just kidding with you, brother. I'm just playing. Yeah, I know I look foolish sometimes, but I was a hot ass DJ once in my life, bro. Like, listen, look, anybody that know back, y'all, you know I always got a back in the day ass story, right? Some of you remember when I was a young dude and I was in the dance group. We were in a group. We were in a group in Cincinnati. We was the baddest group. We was the hottest group in the city. Y'all don't remember? Y'all don't remember Men at Work? Y'all don't remember Ronnie, Johnny, Tico, myself, Sweetest Too? Yeah, I know y'all remember because we used to tear up Cincinnati. We used to tear up all of the little amateur nights in the clubs. We used to tear up all of the little, if you want to call them talent shows or gong shows, whatever you want to call it. He said I would look like I'm having a seizure and a stroke. Damn. E, I look like I'm having one or the other, maybe not both, but I'm not the most. Look, to be the on-point DJ that I claim that I was, that I think that I was, that I know that I was. And I got a special announcement about that today as well. E, stay tuned for a couple seconds. You might be interested in this. I haven't even shared this with my brother E. I'll tell you guys here in a second. But to be one of the hottest DJs in the city of Cincinnati, I felt I was. Mad Max from the radio station, I lit his ass up down at at the YMCA down on Land Street. We did a battle. Nobody wanted to battle me after I destroyed the radio, dude. Once I lit it wasn't Mad Max. Yeah, it was Mad Max and the one little dude. Something squeaky something. I can't remember the dude. Ronald Dixon remember Men at Work. He remember. He know we was tough. But once I had that one battle with the radio dude, I couldn't get no work in the city of Cincinnati. I always had to go to New York or something like that, get into the battle of the DJs. Then it got real hard. Because then when I went overseas, I was entering these battle of the DJ contests. I didn't stand a chance. I was probably 5 years behind those DJs. You understand? Like those DJs was doing craft work shit. Y'all know craft work? Technotronic Kraftwerk, who brought out Trans Europe Express and all those. Let me get this light. There you go. Trans Europe Express, and I want to take this retainer out. Oh, they're going to get on me about that. What's up, Donnie, my brother? We going way back. I'm letting them have it about them days of Men at Work. Stick around a second. It'll bring back some times. Now, it wasn't DJ Squire. DJ Squire never battled me. He wasn't really a battle DJ. DJ Square got good work, but he's not a battle DJ. He wasn't the type. He could rock a party. He was great at what he did, but he was no battle DJ. You can ask him. He never got in. Not that I ever known. He was not a battle DJ, but he was great at what he did, like rock parties. But listen, Kraftwerk came out with Trans Europe Express and Numbers and all these different, all them different songs, right? That shit from Germany. That shit is from Europe. They were listening to that way before it hit the United States of America, and we start rocking it and putting them on. They had been doing that. So by the time I got to Europe and I called myself a hot ass DJ that was killing New Yorkers, killing Midwesters, this is true story. I get over there, game. I can't compete. These guys have turntables that are already going backwards on their own. You got to know how this DJ shit work to understand what I'm saying. They had turntables where the record would already play backwards, and it was easier to do what you seen Jazzy Jeff and them guys doing at a high speed, high rate of speed of those scratches and overtones and transforming, all that type of stuff. It was so easy for them to do it because their equipment was already equipped to do all that flashy, fast stuff. I was like a barber. I can cut real good and I can fade real good. That meant blend in other songs with other songs. In my craft, I think my talent was the scratching I was really good at scratching. And my fades was dope. People didn't understand how I could mix certain songs with other songs. Like I could have a fast song playing. I could have Set It Off playing and then bring in a Michael Jackson. So I know that sound crazy as hell, but I used to do this one little mix over Set It Off, and it was Michael Jackson, Who's Bad. You feel me? I know that don't sound right now, but this special announcement I got for y'all today, not only am I going to tell you about that Michael Jackson Set It Off mix that I used to do, I'm probably going to be able, you'll probably be able to hear it. From the announcement that I got later on today in the show, you'll probably be able to hear that mix that I used to do. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Ronald Dixon said Jazzy Jeff the best to ever do it. He was the best at transforming. He could really cut and scratch real good, but look, it would be me hating if I said anything bad about him. So I won't say anything bad about Jazzy Jeff. What I'll say is this: he was great at what he did, but what he didn't do is all the stuff that we used to do. He could cut and scratch and transform. I hate to break the news to people, and this might sound like a shot. No shot, no shade at all. Jazzy Jeff is somebody that I used to look up to. But I found out that Jazzy Jeff was more of a studio DJ. His cuts and scratches were edited in the studio because there was no way that certain things could be done on the turntables. With today's technology, you could do what Jazzy Jeff was already doing. You know why Jazzy Jeff was able to get those unbelievable scratches and cuts done? Because he was using European style equipment. He was already ahead of the game. They had European tours. He's seen how they was working shit over there. So he took their technology and he was already implementing it, doing it in the studio and doing it on the road. So Jazzy Jeff had an advantage because Jazzy Jeff was probably the first mainstream DJ that was a battle DJ. Jazzy Jeff from the battle days. Y'all might not know this, but Jeff is a battle DJ. That's what he used to do back in Philly. He's a battle DJ. But when he got that equipment, he was able to get on the road with Prince, and they did, Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince, they did their thing. And then he would open up the shows with all this cutting and scratching. He was doing things that you just couldn't do with turntables back then, except he had the higher technology. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. It's no shade at Jeff. He just utilized what the future held. Jazzy Jeff was the very first DJ that went. He was the prime DJ. He was, the first battle DJ to ever become a mainstream DJ on stage on tours. DJ battling was an underground craft. It was like battle rapping, and even battle rapping what it is today. Battle rapping don't sell records. They sell tickets, but they don't sell records. You ain't never bought a mixed CD or a mixed tape or no shit like that of battle rapping. You never done that. But Jazzy Jeff will go down in history as being top 3 DJs to do it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And see his reason why. And he had the corniest music. Like, they had the corniest platform. If you really think about it, it's the greatest platform when you look back on it. but they wasn't out there moving crowds. They were a fun rap group. I miss those days. Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince was a fun. Parents don't understand. My DJ, my cut DJ, all of that was great. I miss those days. I miss that. I can't imagine some rappers coming out today. And I'll tell you who else was a whack, not who else was a whack DJ, but I'm gonna tell you who was a whack DJ, and y'all ain't gonna like this. Some of y'all gonna be like, yeah, man, I knew that shit. Dr. Dre was a whack ass DJ. Dre spun records. He was in the clubs. He was doing what he was doing. But I seen Dre in person. He was not a very good DJ. Dre is a studio guy. Dr. Dre is a studio dude. If you ever went to an NWA concert, I didn't heard Dre fuck up the music just once, a few times. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying these guys, but Dre wasn't known as, I know he Dr. Dre, he was the DJ at NWA, but he was the producer. His lane was the producer. That's how he stayed in NWA, because he wasn't really saying nothing. He was the most powerful. He was the money maker. He made all the money. Well, he got burned heavier than any of them, except, look, the two that got burned the most out of NWA was Dr. Dre on publishing and Ice Cube on publishing. Writers' rights and publishing, Cube lost millions of dollars. He'll never, I don't know if he's telling y'all that these days. Cube lost millions of dollars in publishing. Because Cube wrote when BMI and ASCAP, when those were important, he wrote in them eras where they were monitoring plays and, you know, your clicks, you get paid on that stuff. Cube wrote all of it. He wrote their entire album. Now, the only other one that might have got a little jacking off, got jacked off on his money was MC Ren. MC Ren wrote his parts, but he didn't write enough where he was going to make publishing for the rest of his life. Cube wrote albums to this day that he should be getting royalty checks for, but Jerry Heller and his family get those royalty checks. And you can check with Cube on that. Somebody tag Cube and tell him to come in here and tell me something different. That's not a knock on Cube. It ain't the first time something like that happened to somebody like Cube. They've been doing that to our music forever and a day. When you don't know the business, don't always call it anything other than what it is. I don't care what color you are, what shade, if you're a man or a woman. If you don't know, you just don't know. People don't do it to you because you black, you Asian, Hispanic. They do it to your ass because you don't know. That's what it is. All right. I'll give you a perfect example. You can't say that the Jewish people took advantage of all of us, because as soon as we were in a position to take advantage of some of us, we did it. Puffy been screwing dudes out of their publishing forever. All right. He was in a position to do the same thing that was done to the people in the industry. It wasn't just the Jerry Hellers. It was people like Diddy. That's why I ain't feeling no kind of way. Whatever happened. Whatever happens, it's in God's hands on this, because whatever happens to him is supposed to happen to him. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, he'll either recover or it'll be his biggest downfall. All right. And that's because God got it lined up that way. It's supposed to happen to him. He either gonna all the way fall out, or he gonna crash, dust himself off and recoup. One way or the other. That's the only thing I can. So I'm not going to judge him. I'm not going to say none of that. I'm just going to tell you that I know that he screwed over a lot of groups. Oh, yeah. Stephanie Hyde, what's up, cuz? She said TLC, another example. Y'all can blame some more black folks for that. Pebbles. Now, I won't say nothing bad about my boy Babyface. He a homie. You can't say nothing about nobody out of Cincinnati that do music. I don't care what they did, what they didn't do. Don't you dare. But like, I know I be saying stuff like this all the time because I like to praise my homies, but the Callaways, them dudes will make money for the rest of their lives. They wrote that stuff. They wrote it. They got their credits. His name, Reggie Calloway, What's the other Callaway name? Reggie and who? What's his brother? Tony. I can't, it's on the tip of my tongue. Them guys wrote them tunes, bro. You see what I'm saying? And they'll get that BMI aspect money for the rest of their life. But Cube wrote albums, got screwed over. TLC didn't write anything. And you know what? Here's one other thing I like to say about that. And then I promise I'm gonna move on because I really got something to do today, to talk about today. Dr. Umar, he said some people just need to stay in their lane. Let me just say, I like Dr. Umar, but when he get into this family stuff, he's out of pocket. And he's a family psychiatrist. I believe he's a child psychiatrist who likes to talk about family makeup and all this old stuff, right? I think, quite honestly, he's out of pocket when he says a lot of things, but he's on point when he says a lot of other things. That's why I don't dislike him, because he's useful. He's very useful. And what I mean by that is he says enough where even if he's not going to escalate, even if his talk, he might not put into action the things that he says, but it may make somebody else go in full-blown action and pick up. All right. Wait a minute. What? Twin said Dr. Umar Johnson needs donations. Somebody broke into his school. What did they steal? Ain't shit in there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no students in there. Ain't no chairs and desks. There ain't nothing in there. I'll send him something if he can show me an enrollment list. How about that? And I'm just being honest. If he can show me an enrollment list where he got kids enrolled, if he can show me that, then I'll send him something to get him back. Or help. I can't save the day, but I can help. Yeah, send me an enrollment list. Show me what your enrollment list look like, bro, and I got you. I'll send you something to get you off crap. If that's the case, I'll help. But he ain't gonna do that. He went live yesterday. See, that's the setback right there. Twin said I don't know. He went live yesterday. That's the setback. You notice that he keep hitting the reset button? Because last time they stole the AC unit and he got beat by some contractors and all that. You know what I mean? It's always something that stops the progress. There's always something. I know, I've been hearing it for years. It's always been something. That's another thing. I don't want to get on to that. I got too much to say about another dude that looked like us. And y'all going to say I'm attacking black men today. And that's not what it truly is. So I'm just going to get off of Dr. Umar Johnson. Actually, what I wanted to say, it was pertaining to something that he said before. And he said something to the nature of Whitney Houston died because she was too big in the industry. She had too many songs and they didn't want to pay her. It was the same lines that he was talking about Michael Jackson got done in because of the industry. He owned too much. Now, to be honest with you, he said the same thing about Prince. To be honest with you, you ever heard somebody say some shit that got 90% truth to it? I'm a backup. Got 80% truth to it, but then the 20 be some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The 20, you say some things that's true about one thing, and then you pull some other stuff in from some other places, and you mix the lies into the truth, and now the truth stay the truth, but the lies become true as well. People are masters at doing stuff like that. He said as soon as he recovers, excuse me, y'all know my screen beam. He said as soon as he recovers from this latest setback, that school will be opening. When he showed me an enrollment list, I'll help him. I ain't never said nothing. I got his number. I've had conversations with the brother. I ain't got no problem with him. I asked him one question off the air, when we conversated, and I said, bro, how you now? This is why I didn't have this conversation with him on the air. I asked him, I said, bro, let me ask you something. How do you feel about, what do they call it? School selection? How do you feel about being able to, parents having the option for school selection? And he said, oh, I don't believe in that. What is it called? What do they call it? There's just a little small phrase for it. Me, I call it parents being able to select their school choice, right? Well, When I asked him about that, I seen that him and I wasn't going to be on the same page of that. I didn't want to bring him on the show or have a conversation with him on the air and be combative about that, because it's very hypocritical that someone that opens up a charter school. Think about it. That's what he's doing. He's trying to open up a charter school. If you're trying to open up a charter school, then you become a choice. So how ridiculous does it sound to say, no, I'm not for school choice, but you're an option outside of public school for the children that you're saying. Now, what I mean by that is this: he can call himself a private school. He's not going to do that. There's not enough people that he's going after that's going to be able to afford. To be honest with you, I know we can afford some things, but I know where he's putting the school. I know where he's saying he's putting the school. You're basically trying to get, you know, underprivileged children to be able to come to your school. The only way you're going to be able to do that, brother, is to get some state assistance. So you have to either offer scholarships, which means it come out of your pocket, or you have to go to the state or the federal government for endowment type money and stuff like that, and have these programs. And you got to find yourself in a charter school portfolio. You got to find yourself in that type of situation. So it's kind of ridiculous for someone who's in the school business, who's going to compete against private schools, charter schools, and public school. It's ridiculous for you to say that I don't support school choice when you want to be an option for a school. And schools, whether we know it or not, folks, they're competitive. When Don's school shut down, Cincinnati Public Schools, they forgot all the reasons why they kicked a lot of them kids out, because the money came back in. Now, we kicked that mug out 2 years ago. He wouldn't come to school. She wouldn't come to school. Not all the reasons why they got kicked out. Not everybody was bad. Maybe it was attendance. Maybe it was because a little young girl had a baby and she couldn't make it to school and she don't have the family support that she had. Okay. Now I could see them accepting someone back like that. I'm not mad at Cincinnati Public School for accepting certain kids back, but I would be mad as a parent if I had a child in Cincinnati Public School and some badass kids from Don's came over. These are bad kids. We know they exist. I'm talking about the kids that got kicked out for doing bad shit, hitting teachers, setting shit on fire, just shit like that. That's what was over there as well. Didn't want to go to school, smoking, doing things in school that they just got kicked out for. I don't want those kids back, okay? Because some things never change. I don't think that type of behavior changed when they went over to the new school. I don't think that it changed, because the grades and things of that nature would have shown that it changed. See what I'm saying? They didn't have the best track record of having the best students. Behavior is one thing, but when you start getting into the reading scores and the mathematics scores and all that type of stuff, that also shows you what's going on over there. It's always been a red flag for me. Always been a red flag for me. But when someone like me says something about them, I even got guys, we know the man that was running that program, know him personally. I've had sit downs, I've had meetings with him, the whole nine. I used to see him sometime almost every day because they had a gym on the top of the school. So I understood, I was in that little circle for a little while. Wasn't for me. Okay. So I'm speaking from experience. No, I was only in one or maybe two meetings, but it was enough for me not to want to involve myself in certain things. I'm not suggesting there was unlawful things going on. I just know bullshitters when I'm in a room full of bullshitters. So I distance myself from the bullshit. I'm not suggesting that they were doing illegal things, because I didn't see or hear or any of that type of stuff. I promise you I didn't. But I know when somebody's trying to hustle somebody. All right. And I didn't want to be part of the hustle. I didn't want to get hustled. I didn't want to have nothing to do with that type of stuff. And it wasn't Mr. Davenport that was doing the hustling. Okay. Just for the record. But when you associate yourself with people like that, you become that. So if I ran some Ponzi scheme on Wyatt Live and everybody on here, if Emmanuel Livingston and Stephanie Hyde and Crystal Hawkins, Ronald Dixon, if y'all all vouch for me, and I'm sitting here running a Ponzi scheme live on the air, and I'm running a Ponzi scheme, you're just as guilty as me, even if you don't get any of the money. Or if you get little bitty trinkets here and there, you're just as guilty as I am, because you promoted and you brought innocent people into the mix. You all would be just as guilty as I am. So with that all being said, yes, I had a conversation with the brother, with Dr. Umar, and I cut it off right there. When you tell me you're not about school choice, then you're not about opening up a school. So I already knew right then and there. What's not been said is clearly understood. I already knew what the deal was. All right. So you can't sit in front of me, tell me your principles and how you feel about it, and then you go back behind and try to, yeah, you know what I'm saying. It just didn't make sense to me. So I never promoted it. I never said anything bad or good. I let it be. Just like the local school in Cincinnati up there. I let everybody, I really had a muzzle on. But there were people coming on here that was shooting warning shots, talking about disrespectful ass graduations, going over to the school and helping and helping their helping and volunteering and being disrespected while they were there. That stuff are red. That's red flags. But you know what happens when you live in a community where if you hold people accountable and them people happen to look like you, now you become the angry black man that's against your own people. Not the guy that wants to say something that's going to save 300 or 400 kids, maybe 500 or 600 kids. No, he ain't that guy that care. He just hating on them. I don't hate. For what? Never mind. It's not a matter of hating. Sometimes love gets you in trouble. Sometimes you love things that just don't love you back. And that will absolutely burn your ass and get you in a whole lot of trouble. And I don't mean women, fellas. I'm talking about a lot of stuff out here. There's a lot of things that I used to love that just never loved me back. So here we go. All right. Okay. I don't know what y'all talking about over there. It seems interesting. E said to Lamont Jones, you're right. I should say the try out loud. My bad. I don't know what you guys are doing, but it's all good. It's all good. All right. So a couple things I want to talk about today. I heard on my way in a little bit of information about the Iran and Israel situation. And here's how I feel about it. I don't know all the details, and this is a very short, I'll give you 30 seconds of this for me, my opinion. I'm with any administration. Maybe I'm naive, maybe I'm ignorant. I'm with any administration, whether it's the Trump administration, Biden administration, the next guy or lady coming up, or the Bushes, the whoever, the Obamas. I'm with any administration that is against a nation getting mass destructive rockets, nuclear rockets. I'm against it. You're dealing with people out here that don't believe life like the way we believe it in America. They got shit to do after death. All right. I got shit to do while I'm living. Some of them have an understanding that there's a party waiting for them after death, and they can't wait to get there. They've been influenced. They've been taught that behavior. So killing some people and themselves don't matter. You know what I'm saying? They've been taught that they got 30 naked virgin women waiting for them. Some people got that shit in their head. Me, I look at it like this. When I hear people say, and you can say I'm taking up for whoever you want to say I'm taking up for, but when I hear people say things like Trump is about to start World War III, that's an easy thing for you to say because, of course, that's how you feel. I mean, it's always his fault. Everything is his fault. The truth of the matter is the way I see it. Okay, this is the way I see it. It may not be your truth. My truth is this. Iran has said death to several different nations. Let's just use two as an example. And I want to play some. Let's get a co-host in here. Let's play the crowd. Let's play the audience be the co-host with me for a second. Can anybody in the screen tell me if we just say 2 nations that Iran has said death to? Just tell me 2. Somebody put in the screen death to. This is how Iran thinks. Death to who? Somebody put it in the screen. Just 2, because there's several. Just give me 2 though. Death to who? I ain't gonna say nothing else until somebody put it in the screen. Stephen Speed said U.S. Stephanie High said Russia. Can I get one more? Can I get one more? Neither am I. I hope that's a cat you put in there, E. Is that a cat? Sorry. Yeah. Look like a dog. I didn't know cats had tails that long, bro. I was just saying, Mike, I got to focus my glasses in, brother. I'm sorry, bro. Let me see some shit. Oh, you put a lion or something on there. What is that? A tiger? It's a cat. Gotcha. China. All right, let's go. Let's move forward. Okay, John Ludd. Okay, everybody is there we go. Y'all see what I'm saying? Here's the thing. I think the majority of us in here, let's start from my point. Let me make my point from a little bit more of a beginning. Pretty much all of us in here have children. All right, I got children. E got children. Tracy, y'all, these are children just entering the world. Just not entering the world, but just becoming adults. Ready to go off and be great and do the things that they've been suffering in life to do, going through school. They ready to go out here and live and start their own families with our blood in their bodies, right? So I want that to move on. I want that to live. And anybody that's an American should want their family traits, family bloodline to live, right? So I look at it like this. Any country that's saying death to Israel and death to America, they have no business. If they willing to wait, if they willing to kill with nuclear bombs, they have no business with them. Okay? Nobody wants to do them away. Don't nobody care about how they live amongst their own self. We don't care. I don't think anybody's trying to change their religion. Nobody's trying to steal their land. They've been getting top dollar for all they little dirty ass oil and all that old shit. They've been getting everything that they want, especially in the last administration. They got rich all over again. That's how they're able to do what they're doing right now with those nuclear bombs. I don't want them to have it. That's because we're a threat. When you say death to me, I'm not going to hand you the bullets to the gun that you just printed off your 3D printer. I'm not going to do that. And I don't care if it look like I'm supporting y'all Adolf Hitler ass, whatever dude, y'all, the king, all that old shit. I don't care if it sound like that. I got to be 100. Don't let somebody get in your brain so much that you hate somebody so bad that you can't even see clearly. You can't even save yourself because you hate somebody so much. These people are saying death to America. And you mad because we got a crash done. And I don't mean this disrespectfully to my Jewish people. But to be honest with you, y'all kind of like the crash dummy in this situation. You're doing the work for a whole lot of other nations, including America. You're doing the work of getting those weapons over there eliminated. Thank you. We should be thanking them. Vernon Jordan says, why does America or Israel get to decide who gets a nuclear weapon? They both should have them. For the reasons, V, that I just told you. You piss one of them crazy Iranians off, you cut them off from you stop buying their oil, you tell them some other shit, and the first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna say, okay, we got something for your ass. And they're gonna send them missiles. And they're not just sending them to Israel. They're gonna send them to the US, they're gonna send them to other countries. And here we are sitting up there. It only take one to get through. They can send 1,200 missiles. Not all at one time, but in cycles. You see how those missiles are landing they're going back and forth shooting missiles at each other, and some are landing. The majority of them are not, but the ones that are landing are very effective. They're shooting these missiles down. Let me just say this to you. America is over there helping Israel shoot those missiles down because they're an ally. We're not in the war. We're allies of that country. They're there. We're supposed to be defending them. So let's say that America does not defend Israel in this particular case. Then what happens? We let down one of our allies, one that we have been promising for years, decades, that they're on our side and we support them. That's not a good look if we let them down throughout the world, right? So if let's say, for instance, we tell Israel, mind your business, don't do anything to Iran, let them build their missiles, let them do what they want to do. The world is free. Now, somebody got to police the world because the world can get crazy. Everybody don't live on the same morals and principles as we do. I want my children to live. I want my children to live in a free world. I want my children to live in the same buildings, and I want evolution to continue to go on. I want what my children want. And if you think that I'm okay with Iran having nuclear missiles and we gonna just not have something to do with that, I don't think that's right. And I'm gonna tell you why. If we tell Israel, get out of their business, let them do whatever they want to do, then I would say to you, don't piss off Iran, because this is what's going to happen. Iran going to shoot at Israel. If we tell them don't do anything and they don't do what they're doing right now, if Iran end up shooting missiles at Israel 5 years from now, we have to come in and support Israel. It's going to be too late because they didn't shot those nuclear weapons that we told them to mind your business. Just mind your business. See, that's that same shit that we do in the streets. That's why the neighborhood's fucked up, because what we do is we watch the tragedy go on. We watch the tragedy go on in our neighborhoods, and we got all these built-in excuses. Just like the shooting with the cop and all that. I know y'all gonna go crazy on that old shit, but I never hear it. The same people that's the loudest about how they getting treated, I never hear them have any energy for the base of the problem. I just never hear that. And that's what I'm trying. These are preventative measures. We're not talking about after facts. We're talking about preventative measures of somebody with a nuclear weapon being a threat to the world. That's what we're talking about. Good versus evil. And not all good people are great. Shit, I know I'm not Mr. Goodbar, but when I die, put on my graves or on my little dust stone, because I want to be cremated. He was a good guy. He looked out for people. He did some shit. Everybody can have that on their tombstone. He was a good guy. She was a good guy. Excuse me. She was a good girl. Excuse me. Oh, shit. If we in 2025, we can say it was a good person. I'm just saying. We all ain't nobody Mr. Goodbar and Mrs. Goodbar up in this joint. But all I'm telling you is I want my kids to have a bright future. All right. I don't want them looking like some old Will Smith ass movie or some old futuristic ass movie or The Last of Us ass movies. I don't want them to live in that world. I want them to live in the world that I grew up in and to make it better. So let's just say, for instance, hypothetically, because I want to move on. I got to get on Tyler Perry. No, I don't completely agree with everything either, E. But the bottom line is the overall. Let me read his comment. He said, I respect that you believe what you are saying, but I don't completely agree with you. Oh, I didn't know you said it like that. I thought you said you don't completely agree with everything. Well, that's fine. That's fine. All I'm saying to you is the world is mixed with allies. And if Iran gets nuclear weapons and decides to go on their word of saying death to Israel, and they start firing those rockets over there, guess what? We're now in a war. So the preventative measure is don't let the crazy one have the weapons of self-destruction, of mass destruction. That's what you got to do sometimes. Sometimes you just got to be the grown-up in the room and know not to give your kid a gun. What happens when we see these 3-year-olds shooting a 5-year-old little brother? Mama or daddy was in the house with the guns, left the guns around, and the accident happened. Well, Iran is no accident. They'll do some shit like that on purpose. All right, I believe in self-defense, but shit, I don't believe in killing everybody. That's not self-defense. That's like somebody, we know some emotional people. You ever been in a car with something like, let's just say your girl come pick you up. Now, I'm hypothetically just saying. She mad as hell at you. You've been out, she had to come pick you up. And you've been out all night. Your car broke down. She mad as hell. It's 4:00 in the morning. She come pick you up. She mad as she fussing and cussing. You get in the car. She drive y'all home. Y'all going to the house and she's so mad at you and you say something and she's so mad at your ass. She ready to kill you. So what she gonna do? She gonna drive off the edge of the cliff to kill your ass. That's how mad and emotional. She's so emotional. She gonna kill your ass, boy. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. And she drive off the cliff. She forgot she was in the car. So she killed both of y'all. We see that type of shit on the news all the time. It may not be a car, but we see people crash out just like that. They so mad. They so emotional. They don't think clearly. They hurt themselves trying to hurt other people. I think that's probably why God said revenge is mine or something like that. I'm not biblical, but I do know certain things that had to slow me down in life. So without getting into all the politics of how that shit go, I do know that if Iran get in they drive your ass off the cliff shit, they don't mind killing themselves to kill you. You know what I mean? I don't have any Iranian friends and all that old shit, so I can't speak for them. But I will say that Iran is dangerous with mass destructive weapons based on our circle of allies. Because if they shoot not just over at America, but if they shoot an ally with those missiles, with those mass destructive missiles, now we have to get involved. It's part of our duty. All they got to do is say that they're not going to do any of that shooting with those mass destructive. I'm not getting into the politics of it. And I know y'all think, well, that's where the real answer is. I don't care about none of that shit. I really don't. I just know that I am really, look, I'm leaving tonight. My wife and I are going to Vegas. We have a long weekend. We're gonna chill. No, we ain't taking none of the big heads, no kids, no shit like that. And it's probably gonna be a minute before we get away again because I'm gonna slow down my travel. And the reason why I'm gonna slow down my travel is because Iran already got sleeper cells in the United States of America. Now I don't want to sit here and sound like some old crazy ass movie or some shit. But the truth of the matter is, countries that don't like America have had 4 years, probably a little longer than that, of being able to infiltrate the American borders and be able to sit up shop and set up for this moment right here. Why do you think Iran is so fucking brave right now? What makes you think they've been sitting on their hands and they've been sitting back and they've been getting all this oil money for the last 4.5 years? 4 years. And now they back up. They that gangster that we see in our neighborhood who came home from jail and he go after everybody that set him up. But he don't go after them right away when he get home. He go after them once he get his money back up. He don't care about certain things anymore. And that's what you're looking at. They ain't said nothing till now. And they got caught with manufacturing and buying mass destructive, kits and the formulas that they need. I don't know all the terminology for it. They got caught with that. They have plants over there. And I'm just going to tell you, I want to see my children live. And if that means Israel got to do what they got to do, if Israel going to be the country that does it, step up and do that and get into the fight, then I'm sorry. Then I have to kind of support that. Because if they don't, and if America step back and be like, hey, man, don't get in their business, let them do what they want to do. And then Iran start getting these missiles, and then, you piss them off, and they hit the button, we in a war anyway. So I would rather be on the side of I ain't going to take the chance and see if they will hit the button. I'd rather be on the side of, fuck it, I ain't even going to give you a shot. I ain't going to give you a chance. I mean, how many people on this podcast right now in the comment section brave enough to go down to the hood or anywhere, any community that the big bad guy is looking for your ass? The big bad guy is looking for you. You willing to just stop what you're doing, take your lunch break one day off your job and go down to the hood and be like, I heard little motherfucking Ricky looking for me. Somebody said little Ricky looking for. No, I'm going to stay up out of there. I'm not going to aggravate it. I am not going to add fuel. If little Ricky looking for me, he going to have to come find me somewhere. And I know he stand on business. Like, I know he will shoot. I'm not going to give him what he need to get the job done. Let's just say that. So that might be a little bit of political, that might be something that you and I disagree on. I just believe that I would never want to supply my enemy with what they need to be able to hurt me. It's almost like, okay, guys, I got to do it. Ladies, this ain't for y'all. It's for my fellas. This is for my fellas. It's almost like this, fellas. Ladies, when I do this, y'all come back into the fold. Fellas, you ever been in a crap game and you winning and you taking people money? And motherfuckers start trying to borrow money in that same crap game from you. They trying to borrow your winnings. Now, why would I give them money back? Why would I give somebody $100 of the money that they lost to me and he betted at me? I'm destined to lose. I'm not going to hurt myself trying to help somebody else. I'm $2,500 up, but I'm going to give you $200 back. Now, if I give you $200, it's on my way out. Respect that game. I'm going to give you $200 of your losing. I'm going to give that back to you on my way out the door. Here, take that. I am not going to give you $200 to shoot at me. To shoot. Y'all know what I'm saying. Shoot the dice at me. I'm not going to use my money to beat me. It's not going down like that. So that's my stand on how I feel about, on that situation. And the problem is I hear, I hear people telling my people that Donald Trump is putting us in World War III. And I don't think that's the case. I think that he's the only one that's probably been able to move forward on the Iran has these weapons that could hurt us and our allies one way or the other. If they shoot at us, we at war. If they shoot at Israel, we are at war. So to prevent a war from happening, which they can't beat us, think about it. The only way that your enemy can beat you is what you give them. So who is willing to give their enemy what they need to be able to beat them? It's the crap game. I ain't giving you $200 to catch up with me. I'm not doing that. And I'm not going to give you weapons of mass destruction so you can feel like you ain't got nothing to worry about. Ain't nobody messing with you anyway. All the way over there. Emmanuel said there's a lot of assumptions and fear-mongering being thrown around. Yeah, I agree. What's the fear-mongering? What's the assumptions? That they don't have mass destruction? They don't want them? They don't say death to America. That's an assumption. You haven't seen? Oh, that's made up. It's probably AI. For all these years, for whatever reason, even if we Look, let me give your argument some feet. Let me give your argument some feet. Even if America did something to their ass, you want to pay the price for what America did to them? I don't even know. Maybe we went over there and took all their babies and brought them and made them Americans and we diluted their population. I don't even know. I don't even care. Let me just say this to you. Whatever my ancestor may have done to you, don't bring the punishment on me. I didn't do it. Don't bring it on my children. My babies ain't done nothing to you. Now, if you don't understand that, I'm sorry. But that's how I live my life. I don't hate your enemies because y'all don't get along. I don't do that. But because I'm cool with you, I don't want your enemies attacking me because we cool. And I certainly don't want the enemies of America to do something to me because of something that America did to them some time ago. How fair was it that the people in the World Trade Center died in a building? A building came down on a whole daycare. How fair was it to those children? Because some people in another country felt like America, not those kids, but America did something wrong to them. It's a no-go for me. It's a no-go for me. And sometimes you do have to protect yourself from if, ands, and buts. That's just how it go. Every time, I'm just be honest with you. When I was in that one mode in my life, I remember I was at school one day. Emmanuel, I'm gonna answer that. He said, let me answer this. He says, how many nations has said death to America? Doesn't mean that we are just going to wipe them off the map. Come on, man. I'm not. Wait a minute, hold on. Is anybody reading this like I'm saying let's wipe Iran off the map? Have I said that? I think my position is very clear, E. My position is very clear. I don't want them to have mass destructive. And if they get wiped out, it's only because they don't want to have an agreement saying that they won't get those weapons. That's the only way. They would be signing their own death warrant if they don't sign a deal. That's it. What's wrong? If me and a dude had a peace treaty and he's like, nah, man, I ain't cool with, like, nah, your people been killing my family all this time. You said I misread the comment. Okay, he says, how many nations has Americans said death to? Doesn't mean that we are just going to wipe them off the map. How many nations have we said death to? I don't know how many. I don't know. I really don't know. How many nations have we said? I don't know. Have we said death to Mexico? I don't know. What nation have we said death to? I don't know. I don't know who we hate enough to say death to. I don't know. Tell me. Because all I know is every time America get in somebody else's business, we always trying to change their culture. We're not over there trying to deaden them. We trying to change their culture. We trying to pass on LGBTQ and democracy. That's what they call it. That's what they call it. So, I mean, I don't know. I ain't never heard Americans running around here saying death to Israel. No, they're to anybody that's not an ally. I haven't seen that. Maybe I'm just not up on national news like you guys are, because I know MSNBC and CNN tell people some shit that I don't know. I'm just saying. Well, we said death to so many nations, especially after 9/11. Well, put them in the chat. That's broad. I know we might have said death to the people that we felt were responsible. I know George Bush was sitting in that classroom the day that he heard that those planes was running into the building, and he had a look on his face. And then when he went down to the World Trade Center and he stood up there, he said, "Don't worry, we're gonna pay them back. They'll pay for this." I remember him saying that, but I ain't never heard American politicians or leaders. I ain't never heard nobody say death to Afghanistan, death. I haven't heard that. I wouldn't be with that. All right. I'm saying what I heard. I've never heard it. I'm not saying it hasn't been said. But if it's being said, I'm not with that. But I'm a preventative measure guy. When I was in school, this is the story I was about to tell you, and then I'm going to go straight to the phone line. When I was in school, there was this dude. He was a lightweight bully. Looked like Mike Tyson. I promise the whole school used to call him like Mike Tyson. His name was Lance. Well, put in there, tell me, E, put in there or call me and tell me what officials or what group has said death to whatever. Slow me down on it then. I remember looking for a dude named Lance. Lance, I don't know nothing about. God bless him and his family. But I was a preventative measure dude back in my day. Oh, you don't like me. I could tell Lance didn't like me the way he looked. Y'all ever had that person in the lunchroom look at you side-eyed and crazy and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you say something, motherfucker, it's on. It's up from here if you say something. So I used to let him get away with his little stares and up and down look. But one day somebody came to me and said, hey, Randy, man, you know, Lance looking for you, man. I don't know what it's about, but and it was some girls with some dudes, and Lance looking for you, man. And it was during like a lunch hour. I'm being specific, E. Now, E gonna say, now I have to remember the specific individuals who said it. Come on, bro. I'm being specific on who said it. The information, if it was so many nations, we should have a very clear, you should be able to remember clearly what groups in America say death to whatever nation you're referring to. Look it up. Just tell me. Educate me. Let me know. I just can't go off of so many, man. I just can't remember. I can't. I ain't that dude. I'm just saying. I found Lance one day, the same day that them people told me, the girls and the guys. Miss Bailey, y'all know Mama Bailey that I used to go. Her daughter, like a sister to me in high school, came over and was trying to stop me from trying to find Lance. And Lance slow. You know, he was the little dude that they said looked like, you know, Mike Tyson and all that old shit. So I had to find him. I'm like, bro, I stepped to him like, bro, I heard you've been looking for me. I'm not going to let Lance catch me off guard and he find me before I find him. Let's talk. Let's have this conversation. Took my glasses off and said, what we looking for? What you looking for me for? I wasn't trying to be no badass. I wasn't that type of dude. But at the same time, you're not about to have me losing no sleep at night. I'm not going home, and I'm not the guy that's not going to come to school the next day because Lance looking for me. That wasn't me. All right, so let me find Lance so I can catch him off guard so he can tell me what the problem is. You understand the strategy? I'm from 1335 John Street. It's the way we were taught. I ain't no bully. I ain't no badass dude. But I'm no sucker. I'm not the dude that you just gonna push over and run over like that. Donnie know what it is. We from the same concrete. We preventative measure dudes. If you looking for me or if you got a problem for me, it's whatever you want it to be, but I want to get an understanding of why it's that way first. So let me find you so we can work, so we can figure out what this shit is about. Right? That's the way to do it. Let me go to the phone lines real fast before I move on. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Mr. Wyatt, this is CK, man.
CK, Cincinnati King? Is that what that is?
Yeah, Cincinnati King. This is me, man. I was calling because when you were talking about what you were saying, you're not gonna give your enemies, you're not gonna give them the weapons of destruction to kill.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I agree with that because, like you said, so that means you must eliminate enemies, cut them off right?
No. I don't agree with eliminate enemies. I agree of knowing how your enemies move and allow them to keep doing what they're doing. Enemies are sometimes, you know, I'm not saying that they keep you sharp, but enemies aren't the worst thing in the worst world to have, because all enemies ain't like that. You feel me? Like, because somebody, they call it hating now, CK. All enemies, all people that hate on you are not necessarily bad for you. They might not like you. They can't stop you from doing anything. They just don't like you because of who you are. Now, you got some enemies that's on the payback. Maybe you did something to them. You don't even know what you did. Maybe you did something to them years ago intentionally, and now they shown some get back. Those are different enemies. I got an enemy right now that he's not my enemy, but I'm his enemy because of how I move, how I do shit. He don't like me because of who I am, not because I've done anything to him.
That's because now look at his hair. He ain't even got no hair because he's so worried about you. He done lost all his hair.
That's
That's
usually
how
what.
my enemy do.
Yeah, and here's the thing: you're not an enemy to me if you can't hurt me. You can be mad at me. I could be your enemy, but if you ain't got what it takes to hurt me, like I know what would hurt me. You know what I'm saying? I know what it takes to hurt me, but he ain't got that. So I ain't worried about him. He can hate me all he want, but he can't do nothing about his hate. He can't do nothing. Now, I know that sounds arrogant, but I'm saying it in a way because he's not a street.
No, it does not sound arrogant. He's arrogant for even hating on somebody that did nothing to him. It's really jealousy.
Hold on. Hey, Roz, no, not even close, bro. I'm talking about relevant people or people y'all think relevant. I'm talking about people that are
I'm talking.
Sorry, CK. I was answering something on the.
Yeah. You gotta understand. These people are arrogant for even hating on you. Listen, sir, I understand you hate me because you ain't me. You don't have the swag. You don't have the love, the respect, the money. I could beat you at everything. That's where it is bad. See, they should have just stayed cool, which it would have been cool.
Oh, but like you said, and you know what, CK, you the perfect person to have this conversation with because you kind of see things in different lenses. This is an individual, quite frankly. I shouldn't even be talking about this, but I'll open the Pandora box a little bit. This is an individual that I gracefully opened myself up to, and I humbly approached this person and wanted to be part of what they were doing, what he was doing. And when he wouldn't allow me in, well, he allowed me in, but he took advantage of me. What do I tell all my folks on here? Don't be part of something. Don't force yourself into something. Don't force yourself into a relationship, a business deal, a relationship in business with anybody, or a relationship with a woman or whatever. Don't force yourself into those relationships because if they don't want you for what you bring to the table, you overall, and just need you, they're going to use you. You see what I'm saying? So what I did is I kind of forced myself in, not knowing. I asked once, I asked twice. The third time, they approached me and said, hey, look, I've been thinking. Come on. And they took advantage of me. Took advantage of me financially. All right? But now check it. That's the same individual that don't like me. You don't like me because you fucked over me. And I could stand it. You feel me? A lot of people don't like it when they do you dirty and you just be like, that ain't shit. You smile and laugh at them. That's like killing people with kindness, CK. A lot of, you can really kill something. You can hurt the hardest person in the world's feelings if you kill them with kindness. Because the only ammo that they have is hate. And if that's all they have against you is, I just hate that motherfucker because I can't do what he can do. He can do what I can do and some. They hate you for that. And the best thing you can do is just keep on doing you.
But you got other evil people that's in your position that have the same feelings to people lower tier than them. That's even more mind-boggling. At least your situation makes sense. They're taking advantage. But some people look at people, okay, look at your financial status, right? But they'll look at somebody in a lower financial status and hate the happiness that they enjoy.
You're right.
That creates jealousy also.
You're right, because most people, here's the thing, man. I found this out, CK, just to speak to your point. You're absolutely right. But here's where I've had to grow as an individual. Most people hate people for the things they think the other person has. You see what I'm saying? Like, it ain't even always about money. Some guy hate you because of the girl that you have. Or some guy hate you because you drive a certain type of car and they think that you got all your shit together and you still trying to figure things out. And people have this assumption that you got all your shit together and you a perfect individual and shit ain't going wrong in your life. And you got people that just think that your energy, they not even mad at you and hate you. They just mad and hate your energy. Because I know a lot of people that get up every day and they just got to go tackle something that they really don't want to tackle, and they tackle it with a smile on their face. Some people don't like people that got energy like that. Some people only want to be around people that are angry and just chaotic, just like themselves every day. They get through life like that. That's how that dysfunction makes them feel normal.
So how do you feel when the trust is automatically broken? Like, say you got a long-term friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's trust built, right? So when that friend comes to you, Wyatt, personally, and say, so why you tell such and such this? But they didn't even clarify if what you said was true. They just automatically assumed what the person said that you said was true. How do you feel about have that happen to you?
Yes.
As somebody lied on your behalf.
Yes.
And tell me your thought. I need you to break that down, sir.
I'm gonna break it down to you just like this. That's an unbelievably great question. Unbelievably great question. See, I believe we deal with whatever we allow ourselves to deal with. The people, the situations, the chaos. We choose to be in those circles. So this is what I like to say about that, CK. Years ago, I stopped surrounding myself around people who would come back and tell me things about what somebody said. Anybody that's in my circle who knows me, they know that I ain't the type of dude that's going to sit around and hear about what somebody said about me. I don't roll in them type of circles. The other thing is, I'm not the type of guy that sit around and talk about people so it can be talked about somewhere else. That's not how I roll. One of the things I've learned to do in life right here, CK, is this, bro. When somebody come to me and say, hey, I got something to tell you, man, but don't tell nobody. What do you think the first question I have for them before they tell me anything?
Tell me, too.
What?
Now, what you say?
My first question to them is this. All right, bro, before you tell me this, I want to make sure you haven't told anybody else. Because if this come up again, it's because of what you do, what you said. Whatever you tell me will stay between us if you say this is between you and I. I've been in situations where somebody in my younger days where somebody came to me and was like, bro, between me and you, bro, such and such and such and such. And then it get out there and I don't know how it got out there. It didn't come from me. And then the guy who came and told me that shit come at me all mad and angry. And I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, man, somebody told me that somebody said such and such, and I told you. And I said, well, wait a minute. Hold on, bro. I didn't say it to anybody. Well, I only told you and Ronnie. I only told you and Rock and Ricky. And I told Leslie too. And I'm like, well, why are you coming at me? Why are you coming at me? You came at me in good faith that I would keep it to myself. So what I've learned to do is I don't get around people who are like that. I choose. It's a preventative measure. I don't want to be around people who talk about people and then they come at me and they say some shit like, well, between you and I, between me and you, bro, but don't tell nobody. I don't deal with people like that because they always going to, if they telling me and telling other people, they not being genuine with me. And then when one of their people that they trust and end up failing them, I don't want that to be pushed back on me, or are they looking at me like I've done them wrong? I just avoid those situations, bro.
That's smart. That's how you do it.
Well,
because like you said, people, like you said, agents of chaos, they will destroy. But if you look at the report, all you have to do is look at the Wyatt report, look at the CK report, look at the people in their past. Ask the people that was in their lives what type of person they is, the exes and all that. That show you what type of character you have when you still have people from your past that can vouch for your character. What's your thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you this. I remember the same individual, and I don't have many enemies. So when I say my enemies, I can only say my enemy. There's people like my best friend told me one time, bro, you need to shut that shit down. I said, what do you mean? He said, you got enemies. You got enemies, CK. Ronald got enemies. Twin got enemies. There's nobody on this podcast listening that don't have enemies. But I was so naive as a grown-ass man, and I felt like I was doing so much right in life and helping people that I said to him, my best friend, he was sitting in my office one day, and I was like, wait a minute, hold on. What do you mean I got enemies? Why do I have enemies? I ain't done nothing to nobody. And I said it like we was 12 and 13 years old all over again. This is a guy I grew up with from the sandbox. And he was like, bro, you cannot be that naive. You can't be that stupid. I said, what you mean? He was like, bro, you got enemies just because of who you are. And I'm like, bro, I ain't nobody. He was like, nah, I ain't talking about that you some big star or no shit like that. He's saying this shit. This was years ago. He said, bro, it's just who you are, how you move, what you do. People mad at you for the shit that you do for other people. People mad at you for what you don't do for them. People mad at you out here just to be mad. And he wasn't just talking about me. He was talking in general. That's why I said everybody on here has an enemy somewhere. It's somebody that don't like you for their reasons.
And Wyatt, you must realize it gets very dangerous. You've seen what happened to the married couple in Las Vegas. They was gunned down on live in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I heard about it.
2 days ago.
I heard about it.
Yes, because like you said, those rivalries get real and very dangerous. He's telling you what he's going to do to you. Why would you go to his city?
Well,
you must protect your wife's, sir.
Exactly. He had no business going there. I mean, you can't let people dictate what you're doing, but you don't go in a hostile area vulnerable. If you're going to go if you're going to go there, you go by yourself or you go with the people that's got your back if you want to handle that problem. But you don't go there in a vulnerable space, a vulnerable spot in your life. You can't do that. And if that's what happened, I'm sorry. But now let me ask you this.
This is your wife, but this is my daughter. This is my auntie. Or you're not protecting her. You marry her. You must protect her by any means, Wyatt. Any freaking means. You must don't put her in harm's way. Now she's gone forever. She's gone forever. She's not coming back, Wyatt.
I understand.
And neither is he.
So now let me ask you a question, if I may. How do you feel about your enemy getting weapons of mass destruction? Would you allow them to get those weapons, or would you try to go through the preventative measures of hey, I ain't gonna take the chance. I'm not gonna take the chance.
I want them preventative. Okay. All day, preventative methods.
Okay, well,
all day.
That's how I feel about things when we talking about the block out here. When we talking about things that's happening to people, we got all these people that want to have a lot to say about the aftermath of the situation, but they don't say anything about the root of the problem. They don't say anything about why people out here doing what they doing. And then when something bad happened to them, now we yelling and screaming about what happened bad to them, not the shit that they was out there doing bad on. See what I'm saying? That to me just doesn't make any sense.
But I wanted to tell you about something real personal, man, that I'm going through out here in the world. Ooh. Is it okay? Just keep it between us, though.
Between who? Me and you and about 600 people? I got a question for I gotta just hit you with my logic, bro. If you're telling me something and it's between you and I, this probably ain't the place to do it.
All right, let me tell you, we just gonna keep this between us.
It's impossible to do that.
Well,
you do realize we on a show, right?
It don't matter, man. You know how my brain works.
Okay, so let's wait a minute. Just for the record, let's just say let's not call it that. Let's not say you're telling me something just between you and I. Let's just say you're sharing
you
something.
You in the world.
Yeah, you sharing something with me. Okay. I'll take that because I don't want you coming back to me one day, CK, and say to me, Wyatt, the shit I told you got out there. You the only person I told it to. I don't want you ever coming back saying that to me because people do shit like that. They'll go and tell people.
You're a man of integrity because you're trying to stop. You like, nah, don't even put it up. You like, hold up. But no, you know I'm an intelligent man. It ain't gonna be that bad. Now I'm not. It ain't that bad. Jesus Christ.
All right, brother. All right, brother. Well,
but this is what it is, though. You made it
sound that way.
On the streets, I don't eat, man. You feel me?
Okay.
I only eat. I work second, so I only eat at work. I'll be starving when I come to work. You hear me?
Mm-hmm. Is this a job where you fixing chicken and stuff, or is it something different?
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm in the game now, man. I'm back in the game.
Oh, okay.
Back in the game
I didn't know that, brother. I didn't know.
I'm saying once I punch that clock, that's when I start eating. You feel me? I'm hitting cafeterias, restaurants. Oh my. You hear me? I'm hitting them all, but like I said, I put the step. Do you have the steps on your phone?
Do I have a what?
the steps on your phone? On your phone,
I don't know what that is.
you don't have a stat. Count how many steps you walk a day.
Oh, on my phone? No, I have it on my watch.
So how many steps are you getting in? How many have you made it up to?
Oh, bro, I'll be honest with you, CK. I don't really keep up with it like that. I run every morning, so I run my 1.5 miles every morning, but I don't really keep up with my steps on my watch or anything like that.
Yeah, you must, with the technology advancing at this fast, Wyatt, you must be technical advanced and look at your steps. This stuff will help you live longer because I'm doing 26,000 steps a day. That's what I'm up to. You hear me? That's why I lost so much weight. See what I'm saying?
I'm a
Health
little
fitness.
confused, bro. Where are we going with this? Get to the part where you back in the game and you know what I'm saying? I'm a little confused. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest with
Nah, man. Nah. Hey, listen. That's you. It's the drugs, man. My bad. It's the drugs. My bad. It's the drugs. I'm bad. Please forgive me.
you. Okay,
Please forgive me.
I do.
You have a good one, man.
What?
You
Oh,
have a good one.
you out? Okay, CK, be careful out there,
Nah,
man.
nah, that dog food
Oh,
kicked in.
you trolling. You ain't on no dog food, bro.
Yes, it
You
is.
can't
Look, you
even
should see
be.
my arms. You should see my arms.
All right, CK. We'll holler at you, brother. Take
All
care of
right,
yourself, all
all
right?
right.
All right, bro. I ain't entertaining that. That's not up my scope. I don't spend my 2 hours on that. I'll try to help a brother out, but that's crazy. I ain't about to go. CK be trolling, man. I ain't on that shit. Sometimes it's all good and dandy. We can do what we do. Yeah, I can't. I agree with you, Jericho. I can't. I can't. It's all good. Look. This is. I understand entertainment, but I'm not the entertainment guy all the time. I try to do what I do, but I ain't. You know, sometimes it's like it go a little too far. I ain't. I'm not on that. Like maybe I fall in traps sometimes of getting in these long ass conversations. Sometimes I'm not even really talking to CK. Sometimes I'm talking to other people that might be going through something somewhat similar. Maybe not what he's talking about, but there's people like we was talking about enemies. Like I know what he was talking about and what I believe, about the enemy situation. I was sharing that with you all. You feel me? Like I was sharing my position about the enemy thing. And that was because I'm sure somebody out here, not just me, um, oh, okay. I thought there was a verdict in the Karen Reed case. I sometimes share these situations because I want people to hear that may be going through something similar. That's the only reason why I go there sometimes. Okay, that's it. It's not always for the person that I'm talking to. Carolyn says, I believe he is. Have y'all seen people on dog on Heron? Y'all seen them out there? They're not as cohesive as CK is. They're not. That's a different kind of drug. If he was telling me he was doing weed or maybe cocaine or something like that, I've been around people that do weed and cocaine and stuff like that, and some of them can function. I haven't seen a person that's functionable that's on heroin and you can't tell. Like it's not even about how they say certain things. It's I mean, maybe it's how they say it. He can't. They can't stay on track, and he has a sign of that. But it's how they say what they say too. Oh no, I just think CKB on some troll shit. Sometimes he sometimes needs something to do with his time, and I think he feels these shows are somewhat entertaining. But I still think he's a smart dude. I think he does what he has to do. Everybody get their little thing off on certain things. You know what I mean? Everybody do something that could be annoying to other people. I should say that. Let me just say this real fast. I had no intentions of talking about Israel and Iran war. It just happened to come up on my screen here at the studio, and I was just remembering some comments that were made other places. I really wanted to talk about Tyler Perry today. And I should have enough time to at least get us started. But before I do that, Can I? Damn, I got a phone call that's here, but I really wanted to play a video because a lot of people hit me up in the DM and was asking me um about that video that I said. What about the black lady, the black girl? I was kind of saying there's this video out there, this sister that was telling everybody, or was kind of expressing herself about black girls, how black women, are tripping when they get with white men. Remember, I told y'all I'll put it in the thing. I couldn't find it, but I was able to find it. I was able to find it right before the show, 20 minutes, 30 minutes before the show. So I kind of want to play it, and then maybe we'll get off into Tyler Perry. Let me see if I can find it real fast. Well, I know where it is. I just want to see if I can pull it up real fast. I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm a little rusty on this new stuff, this new software. Check it out. Let me see if you guys, because it's kind of like a continuance from yesterday. But I've been waiting to find, I could not find this video. But I want my brothers and my sisters to tell me if this thing sounds accurate to you, or is she on point or no. It's kind of like a continuance from the K. Michelle conversation we were having. Check it out.
When a black woman sees another black woman dating outside of our race, whether it's a white man or a non-black man in general, she tends to get celebrated. She gets applauded by other women. Girl, period. I know that's right. When a black woman is spotted dating outside of the race, it's automatically viewed as something positive, and black women automatically assume she's getting treated right, and it's the jackpot for black women to date non-black men, automatically. But when a black man is spotted dating outside of his race, and Lord forbid if he's caught with a white woman or a non-black woman, it's World War III. He's being disrespected, dogged out from every angle. Why is that? Then black women go on to say, it's not that we have a problem with them dating white women or non-black women. We have a problem with the disrespect, the down talking and backlash that comes from black men when they start dating other women. Well, ma'am, usually that's why a black man is going to the other side or dating outside of his race, due to the same reason, due to the backlash, due to the disrespect, due to the projecting. Y'all put all black men in one category. One do y'all in, y'all swear every single last one of them ain't nothing. It's like we clearly feel a way about each other, but only y'all are allowed to go on and find love and feel like because white men respect us and they treat us better and they want families, and y'all got a list of reasons as to why it's okay for y'all to date outside the race. But if y'all see a black man with a white woman, y'all getting y'all feelings. But why? Y'all disrespect these same men, but y'all don't want nobody else to have them. Then you got the people that say, well, they're both wrong. If you're a black man or a black woman and you're stepping outside of the race, you're just wrong. Nobody's wrong. It's 2025. You got men dating men, women dating women, black dating white, white dating black. It does not matter. People are going where they feel loved, respected, and appreciated. Love doesn't have a color. It doesn't matter what you think. People are not living to be validated by other people. Live your life. And if it means that it's coming in the color of turquoise, that's the person that's loving you, respecting you, and doing right by you, then turquoise it is. When a black woman sees...
I've been looking for that video for the longest. I'm sorry. I know it was a random play. But I wanted to give that to the people who are here, who's been waiting for that video. I'll drop it in the Wyatt Live messaging group. It's kind of the point that I've been making all this time. And that is, it's funny how when brothers get with white girls, it's because we don't like our race and we think we've made it. But criticize brothers who get with, girls, them the same ones that, that'll look at a sister and think she made it and being treated better. The reason why I played that, it was a continuance from K. Michelle when she described how white men, she pretty much said it in a nutshell that white men treat their women better than, they treat women in general better than black men. It was just such a disrespectful thing to say. And I just wanted to play that. And I made that point that this young lady just made, but it felt better coming from somebody that I didn't know and coming from a female, because I don't believe all women believe what K. Michelle believes. But I wanted a lot of you women to listen to what another black woman had to say. And she said what I had always been thinking and what I've been saying for years now. So when Kay Michelle comes in and says what she says about, you know, they go home, they get married, they get their families. What about the brothers that do the same thing? What about the brothers that do the same thing? So I really want to talk about the Tyler Perry thing. Have you guys seen that situation yet? Have you seen that Tyler Perry is now facing a lawsuit? What is it? $260 million lawsuit. Anybody shocked? Anyone shocked about that? Let me see if I can play the news clipping. Let's see if we got the news clip here. I got a few minutes. I got 15 minutes. Let me see if I can. Where is that? There it is. Here is the news clip that I seen on a news.
Exploitative dynamic.
This was on a local news channel in another city. I don't know. Check it out.
Exploitative dynamic. Actor and filmmaker Tyler Perry sued for $260 million over sexual harassment allegations. The complaint filed in Los Angeles accuses Perry of creating a, quote, coercive, sexually exploitative dynamic with actor Derek Dixon. Dixon was in two of Tyler Perry's shows, The Oval and Ruthless. In a statement to NBC News, Perry's team says this appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam, calling the allegations fabricated claims. Let's bring in NBC's Stephen Romo, who's following this. Stephen, what more do we know about the allegations here?
Yeah, Tom, just going through those allegations in this lawsuit seeking $260 million in damages, alleging sexual harassment, assault, retaliation as well. The direct details include inappropriate touching. As you mentioned, Dixon starred in The Oval with Tyler Perry, and inside the complaint, Tyler Perry has been using his power and influence to molest, abuse, and sexually assault impressionable and vulnerable employees and actors who look to him for guidance and mentorship while pursuing their dreams. So you can read from that, implies there are more people who are alleging this than just Dixon. We have a bit of a timeline here for the relationship that we know, the professional relationship between these two men and the allegations made in this complaint, saying that they met in 2019. The lawsuit alleges that then their relationship moved forward with this professional advancement. And in 2019, Perry offering Dixon a small role in Ruthless. And then in January 2020, that is when Dixon accuses Perry of sexually assaulting him in his home. And then the following month, Dixon alleges that Perry offered him a series regular role in The Oval. Now, we do have comment from Tyler Perry's attorneys saying that this individual appears to have been setting Tyler Perry up. They say that they are alleging that this is a scam and saying, quote, Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail. Now, we've also reached out to the attorney for Dixon, and he said that these allegations in the lawsuit stand for themselves. So just the very beginning of this process, but a lot of people are paying attention to this. Tyler Perry, quite successful, quite a bit of fame here, Tom.
Yeah, it will get a lot of attention. Stephen Romo, thank you.
I don't know about y'all, but anyone else shocked? I don't know about you guys, but I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at all. Now, I know he got a new movie out, Straw, and everybody up on Tyler got a new one out, and y'all looking up to him, and, superhero he is, and he just lifted up black women. I don't know where the lift up was, but I'm just saying. And it's not my place to question his sexuality, but let's keep it 100. I think most heterosexual men, I think most of us can peep certain things. And to me, he comes off as being gay. And it's not because he plays Medea. That don't help. That kind of helps my argument, but that don't necessarily make it, true. there's just certain things that I don't know. Maybe men see things different in men than a woman does. See, we going right back. Jerica said it's a setup and a shakedown because there's money attached. That's what we said about these other situations. Maybe it is a shakeup. Maybe it is a shakedown, excuse me. But you got to understand that don't mean that the man is lying. Maybe those things did actually happen. And he was given the opportunity to pay out whatever. Everybody don't have to fight their fight the same way. And what I mean by that is when you have the trust, see, there was a point of time where Bill Cosby, you couldn't have done what you did to Bill Cosby in the 90s and people would have believed it. It wouldn't have traveled. It wouldn't have got as much air under its sail and it wouldn't have been believable because of where he was in his career and what he was. He was the popsicle man. He was the dad. He was Mr. Cosby. He was doing for a lot of, he was creating what you call millionaires. See, he had too much power. He had too much good shit going with his name. So to smear his name, this is all about timing. The timing has to be right. I don't remember the last time somebody could put it in the screen because I'm going off the hip. I don't remember the last time any huge star has been taken down in their prime of being a star. It's always after shit cool off because they're too powerful in the moment. That's what they say. That's what people say. Like if I would have said something about Bill Cosby when he was hot, it would have went, nobody would have believed me. So now we believe him 35 years later. That doesn't make sense to me. If you'll believe them 35 years later, why won't you believe them when they're hot? Why won't you believe the same allegations? Diddy ain't hot all over. He's not what he used to be in the 90s, early 2000s, mid 2000s. Well, he wasn't really hot in the 90s. I take that back. 2000s, early 2000s, mid 2020. He wasn't hot. He was super hot. So now that he's not the big CEO jumping in the videos and doing all that shit anymore, he's vulnerable. He's easy to believe. He's not hot. So people will believe this shit. Now, oh, this is just a shakedown. Okay, it was a shakedown when Diddy was doing what he was doing too. But now we're seeing all the witnesses that's coming out that didn't have a dog in the fight. I even said it on my platform when the girl, what's the one girl, the girl he was dating came out with the $40 million lawsuit. I said it was a shakedown. But guess what I didn't know? I didn't know Diddy's history. I didn't know I didn't know he was I didn't know he was doing drugs. I didn't know he had boys. I didn't know that he was having freak offs. I didn't know any of that. All I seen was one allegation. Well, guess what? This is not the first allegation against Tyler Perry. It might be the first lawsuit. Here's what I'm going to say before I say that he's guilty of what this guy is talking about. Because in this guy's affidavit, his signed sworn statement, he's basically saying that we had text messages and we had we were going back and forth and talking, and that stuff will be presented to the court as evidence. And there are people out here that's saying, hey, the text messages are in the complaint. So before we start talking about it's a shakedown and Tyler Perry ain't guilty of wanting men and being a power struggle, a high-powered dude in the industry like all the rest of them, before we say he ain't do it, I think we should look at those text messages, because he's saying that he didn't jump in the bed with the guy. He's saying that he didn't reach out to the dude and was talking about things outside of business. He's saying that he wasn't flirting with the dude. He's saying that, he's not guilty of any of the things that's alleged. Now, all I can tell you is this. Most dudes that get caught cheating through their woman, she usually sees some shit like text messages, emails, or some type of correspondence that tell on him. That's usually the prime evidence that most women find. So if y'all believing, when y'all catch y'all dudes cheating, if you believe the text messages that you're reading and all that old shit, why not believe these text messages that Tyler Perry? You trying to tell me that y'all don't think that this man is into men? Oh no, why? Because he got a kid, he got a son. Remember his speech? He told him his son walked through his footprint. It was cute, footprints and this and that. Okay. I can name 3 dudes that I know that are gay, openly gay, and they all have children. All got kids. See what I'm saying? All have kids. Now, I'm not saying all gay people have kids. You can adopt kids. Some dudes, let me just give you my idea when I say they end up having kids. Let me just say this to you. I've known some dudes that didn't want to admit to being gay, or they were confused, okay, and they ended up having a child with a woman. I've seen that before, okay? They get a little older. They end up choosing one side, okay, and it's usually the gay side. God bless them. I have no problem with gay people. I don't judge people based on their sexuality. I just don't do that. But now let me explain something to you ladies. Excuse me. String. Let me explain something to you. As a heterosexual man, I don't believe that a man who is bisexual, I believe that individual is being gay. There ain't no I'm in the middle. This is how I feel, my personal. Any man that's willing to have an arrangement or a relationship, a physical relationship with another man, even if he likes women too, you gay to me. Those are gay tendencies, so you're gay. We ain't gonna define it, no in the middle, no bisex, no. Same thing for a woman. I guess I guess I don't have that much of a problem with the women. I'm just saying, any woman, any straight woman could tell you, I don't know how y'all feel. I could just tell you that it only makes sense to me. If you're a straight woman and you see a woman that's bisexual, you don't. Sure, she is. I don't think that a man who has tendencies to be with other men, even if he doesn't act on it, I still believe he's gay. If he's intrigued, if he is if he's interested, that don't necessarily mean that he has taken action on his wants and his desire. Heterosexual men we don't have a desire for another man. Okay, this is not even a desire. I know I'm speaking for myself, and I shouldn't say heterosexual men. I should say, as a heterosexual man, I don't have a desire. I should keep it down to me. I can't speak for everybody, because you got some guys that think they heterosexual, but they're really not. They like to play and do all this old other stuff. No, that's not. No. That's just my opinion. I hope y'all don't hate me for my opinion, and I hope that I'm not trying to be disrespectful. All I can tell you is this. There's no doubt in my mind. He crazy. There's no doubt in my mind that Tyler Perry is gay. Okay? And let me say this to you. Ooh, boy, this ain't gonna go well. This one ain't gonna go well. I'm gonna lose some people for this. I know I'm gonna lose some people for this one. Priest. I don't mean reverends and all the people we went to church. I'm talking about them because they those heterosexual men, a lot of those pastors, heterosexual. They like them some, what did E-Man put in the thing? A cat. They love them some cat. I'm just saying. I believe that a priest who does not have any desire to be with a woman, I think he has gay tendencies. And that's why you see those little dudes with different problems, pedophile, paraphernalia, shit like that. Like they into different shit. I don't even want to dirty the water, because that's way, like, that's really a how should I say this? I want to clean up what I just said. I think that is I think that's a bad way to describe the gay lifestyle. I don't think that being with kids is part of the gay lifestyle. I'm not suggesting that. I just think alternative lifestyles take you out of heterosexual for me. And I have to align you up with some other shit that don't make sense to me. And you're running down those paths of some shit that's either against the law, against God. I'm just saying. So it's not, if I think that Tyler Perry is not a heterosexual man, then he could possibly be into anything. I got to see those text messages in the complaint. And I'm going to tell y'all something that's going to really, really, really be crazy to you. If you look at a lot of the high-powered gay black men, or black men who are successful, or, some of them are high-profiled, rich, a lot of them that are famous, rich and famous, a lot of them like white boys. It's no different than a successful black man who's heterosexual and he tries and he does all, what do y'all call it, bunny hopping and all that? It's no different. But if you look at the Don Lemons of the world, if you look at the guys who are, if you look at the successful black men who are gay in those industries, they married to white boys or they mess with white guys. Don Lemon used to be in them gay white bars all the time. He had complaints against him. Don't be mad at the messenger. My message to you, it might be wrong, but I'm going off the history of what I've seen. So it does not shock me that a white dude who's staying at this man's house. See, number one, I don't believe that, I don't know how rich I have to be. Nobody's staying at my crib. Let's not call it what it, let's not say we generous. Don't act like we generous like that. I'm not about to have, because I got 17 rooms in my home. I didn't buy a mansion so I can fill all those rooms up with potential clients and people that work for me. And I didn't do that. When you bringing in somebody, this man knew that Tyler Perry was flirting with him. He knew that shit. That's why Tyler Perry is saying things like, he's setting me. It was a setup from the beginning. It was a setup from, if it was a setup from the beginning, why was you interaction with a person that you seen that seemed to be a little shady or that you didn't trust? Why are you allegedly text messaging somebody that you feel was setting you up? Maybe in real time, at that time, he didn't feel that way. I'm going to say this to you. Nothing against the gay community. Look, it ain't about that. But it's not hard. Let's just keep it man. Let's keep it in the men. Women, do what you do. I don't know. I don't care. I'm talking about a man, so I'm going to keep it man. It is not hard for us to see who the fuck out here is on some gay shit. It ain't hard for people who, did you hear in the complaint, he's saying they're not saying anything different about him that we see powerful people do. Who, number one, think about what's going on, y'all. Tyler Perry don't like black men. He don't like them in life because he's been hurt by them. If y'all know what I'm talking about, listen to his story. He's been violated by men, black men. He's traumatized by black men. That's why he talks so fucked up about us. He make movies about us, and we can't ever win with him. And if he gonna be with a man, it ain't gonna be with a black man. So it's not a coincidence, and I don't think it's odd that it's a white man that he was coming on to, and that's the person that's filing these charges against, or filing this civil suit against him. It's not a coincidence. I don't think it's far-fetched. I would be more shocked. Give me a black man's name, a real. I would be more shocked if Mr. Brown came out with these allegations, Mr. Brown, or one of the handsome black brothers that he has put in these movies or on his play. I would be more shocked and be like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on, shit. It would shock me more if it was black people, a black man coming out with these allegations. It would shock me more. But it's fitting right into the scope of things for me when it's a white dude. Just watching his movies, just watching the development of where he's been, he has not done anything. Remember, I told y'all, I love his business hand. But when you become that status in America, billionaire status, just like Kanye, you have to have permission from people to get that big. Now, he can say he made that studio overnight and he woke up one day and everybody saying, oh, no, we didn't see that shit. We didn't see it because we don't live in Atlanta. We didn't see it because nobody really has black people, black achievement on their heart. It's most media that cover black people. It's our pain and suffering and the shit that we see on the day. It's the police violence. It's this and this and that. We very seldom see massive media covering positive things about black people. So who had Tyler Perry's studio envisioned before it was actually made? Who was talking about it? He knew that he could do that shit and nobody pay attention to it. And then he'll one day snap the lights and it'll be on. Nobody covering us like that, doing positive shit. But you have to be allowed to be that big. You thought Diddy got that successful billionaire status without being part of something bigger than Diddy? Years ago, we had this same discussion. And I was like, bro, I love Tyler Perry. I love him. I love his business hand. It don't mean that I have to like his content. I don't like his movies. I'm not a real big Tyler Perry. I don't like the Medea shit. Okay, it's funny. Give me one or two of those and it remind me of my granny and my aunts and shit. That's cool. And he can make a living off of it. I don't have no problem with it. But the movies generally show trauma to my sisters. I'm not saying that some of it isn't real, but it's like a Mary J. Oh, shit, I didn't say the name. I can't. It's like Mary J. Mary J. been singing about drama and drama and no more drama. And every album is the same. And that's what Tyler doing. He's going down that same aisle of giving people, look, this is why I'm not mad at him. I just see what the strategy is. That don't make me mad because I speak my truth. But I see that he can't make that kind of money if there's not a dollar, if people don't spend a dollar on it. So there's an audience for it. But there's a group of people that look like him that's looking for us to be represented as well. Maybe that's not his responsibility. I get it. I get it. I'm not asking Tyler Perry to motivate me. I don't need Tyler Perry to motivate me personally. But I asked the question when the Straw movie came out and I gave my breakdown to it. I asked the question and I really meant it. And how I know, sometimes you know your shit be on point because after you say it, a few days go by, you start hearing other people say the same thing, just in a different way, but it's the same meaning. And I used to, I was like, damn, he got these movies, they never end well. They just never really end well for us. It's just one, it's the lady is toe up, messed up, relationship messed up, and that's it. She, there's never a great ending of bounce back. And then there's no counter movie, a sequel where this person is now past all that shit and lived through it and now successful, found a better man. That's all I was saying. I just think, quite frankly, for those, I think, who was that? Let me go back and see. Jerica said, wait, why don't you like Tyler Perry? It's not that I don't like him. It's not that I don't like him. I like him the same if he was gay, not gay, making Madea movies, not making Madea movies. Whatever he's doing, I'm not, that's not making me like him or dislike him. I like his business hand. His content is what I don't like. But I will go on the record and say this. He's in that spot for a reason. Spike Lee, I question why Spike Lee never did what Tyler Perry did. Do you see the difference between Spike Lee movies and Tyler Perry movies? And I can guarantee you they get the same residual. They get the same reaction from the same community. Which one would you rather watch? A Malcolm X movie or waiting or I don't know, one of them movies where the women mad at the men. Sitting around, why did I get married ass shit? Let's take Malcolm X out of it. Because that's an icon movie. That's an unbelievable, the best movie ever made. Sorry. I got some. Malcolm X was made on budgets that people don't even know. It was dollar financed. Denzel Washington, my favorite actor in the world, played the hell out of Malcolm X. I ain't gonna get into that. But you really think that somebody like Spike Lee never thought or never wanted to be in the position to have their own studio like that? What makes you think Tyler Perry was more special than a Spike Lee? Spike Lee would never put out no Madea type shit. Spike Lee would never put out anything like Why Did I Get Married? Spike Lee would never do shit like that. Not saying it's not up his scope. But what my point is, his movies are a little bit more, even when they start up, we end up powerful at the end. The conclusion is always beneficial to us. That's all I'm saying. I mean, of course, Malcolm X died. It's a real life story, so it ain't like he had anything to do with the ending. He shared the ending the way it actually ended. It was tragic, but didn't we learn a lot out of that movie? Didn't it show brothers that you can get up out the penitentiary? You don't have to steal, rob, do this and this and that. You become conscious of your community. You marry you a woman. You build you a family. You speak to the community. You do these great things, and you can turn your life around. And at the end, the people that wanted to stay the way you used to be, those are the ones that'll kill you. They don't want Spike Lee to have a studio and put out Cosby Show after Cosby Show and, you know, Different World. They don't want him to be, they're not going to allow a guy like that to be a billionaire. They want Spike Lee to make just enough money so he can wear them goofy ass New York Nick ass suits and sit in the front row and still stay relevant. Gonna give him $100 million budget to do a movie in Hollywood with any relevance of uplifting black people. They ain't gonna do that. He got to go to Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey. He got to go collect. He got to go do a fucking role to get a budget for a movie with meaning. They gave the opportunity. Look, we're in America. Opportunities lie everywhere, but all opportunities are not made for everybody, not for everybody's benefit. Everybody will not benefit off of what Tyler Perry is doing with the opportunity that he was given. That opportunity is a permission slip. You do know that, right? His opportunity is a permission slip to put out what he's putting out. Anybody watch Straw and was inspired? Anybody watch Straw and say, I can't wait for the sequel. I can't wait for part 2. Anybody ever did anybody say that? Probably not. Probably not. That's all I'm saying, folks. So, back to the point at hand of this lawsuit, $260 million from Derek Dixon. I'm not saying that Tyler Perry is guilty. I want to see the complaint. It's a civil suit now, so it's entered to court. It's been time stamped. I want to see it. I might look it up. I want to see what the text messages were all about. See what I'm saying? Because you can sit back and deny it all you want. But this is like Don Lemon saying, or any other black dudes, them gay ass dudes that's be on TV. Look at your local. Y'all gonna get mad when I say this shit. The guys on TV, I can think of one in Cincinnati. There's only one black dude. One black dude. I'm gonna say the network. Channel 5. And I fuck with dude. He's so good. He the only one with a family. All the rest of them, they're going to be mad. All of them brothers, and they gay, and they got white boys. It's common in that line of work. Every last one of them, and you can tag them or whatever. If they got smoke, I'm here for it. What I'm saying is true. All of them. One of them was showed up in court on a domestic violence one time from him and his white boy ass boyfriend getting into some problems. I'm just saying. So to see a white dude file this lawsuit or this civil suit or this whatever against Tyler Perry because of inappropriate touching and sexual advances and things of that nature. No, there hasn't been anybody else. I remember somebody asked a question earlier, where are the other complaints? I don't remember who said it, but they were asking, where are the other complaints? There aren't any. How many complaints were against Diddy when his shit started? These are the same black actors and actresses that he said up on stage at the BET. Look, one thing that I know about a liar is they'll say something to you in broad daylight on the largest stage. They'll say, because a lot of people, like a lot of people like they have so much confidence in who they are and the things that they say, they will lie to you in broad daylight. And because of who they are, you're just going to believe it. My wife and I'm going to end it with this. I took that video that Tyler Perry said that when they were in the BET Awards last week or whenever it was, he made a comment. He said, I have made more black actors and actresses than anybody in this town. Remember that? I'd have to challenge that. I want you to do your homework on it. I want everybody, if you're really into this, think about, see, you got to pay attention to what people say. When they tell you something, believe them if you want to, but then find out if what they're saying is really true. Isn't that fair? Okay, you give them the benefit of the doubt, believe them, and then find out if it's true, and then tell me how you feel about that person that told you that on a large stage. Do you really think that Tyler Perry has created more Black millionaire actors and actresses than Hollywood has in all those studios? You really think, just look at the movie Straw. How many people in that movie do you think made over $1 million? How many people made over $1 million other than Taraji P? I'll wait. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Tracy, help me out, sis. I could be dead ass wrong. Somebody could pull out the scale right now. Taraji could have made 5 million. The bank teller could have made $1 million. See what I'm saying? I'm just saying, logically speaking, it doesn't make any sense to me. You're right. That's what he should have said, Tracy. That's more respectful. He's given more jobs. Not no big shot. When people see, the truth does not have to be exaggerated. The truth does not have to be a lie. I pay attention to what you say, why you say it, what's your motive to say that. You have not, sir, made more millionaires in that industry for Black people. There's no way in hell. If you do a scale right now, Tyler Perry people over here, Hollywood people over here, if you name the 5 best Black actors and actresses in the industry, most of them will be on the Hollywood side. I'm talking about the top paid, not the best performer. Denzel Washington is not a product of Tyler Perry. When was the last time he been in a Tyler Perry movie? Samuel L. Jackson. These are Spike Lee people. These are Hollywood. These are more independent people that went to the Hollywood side. Give me another one. Will Smith. He just now starting to pay people. So what do you say? Why would you say something like that, bro? Unless you're trying to grab the heart of my people. So when they finally start saying something or something, you want us to go to bat for you because you want us to believe that you are doing way more than what you're really doing. And I cannot respect that. You don't have to do that, brother. You do not have to do that. You can be you. You would have said, it would have been enough if you would have said, I have employed more Black people in this industry at a higher rate than ever Hollywood or anywhere in America has done. I have done that better than everyone. But here's the thing. He didn't say that. And the reason why he didn't say that is because he had to be bigger than what he really was. Ben Thomas said, if you're looking for movies to motivate or inspire you, you need to rethink things. Movies are for entertainment purposes only. That's a great point. It worked both ways. It worked the other way as well, Ben. It worked the other way around too. You can't tell me that movies don't motivate. You can't tell me that they're not put out in the universe to serve a purpose. It's not just entertainment, brother. It's like rap music. It's like dirty music. You really think it's out there for entertainment, or is it serving a purpose? It might not be a good purpose. It may not be what we're looking for. It may not, we might not be getting the outcome that we're looking for out of it. But it's serving a purpose. It's doing more than just entertaining. It's feeding the culture. It's serving a purpose. It's not just entertainment. Movies are the same way. Movies are the same way. Just like you go watch New Jack City. New Jack City birthed a whole lot of dope dealers after that. Scarface birthed some dope dealers. Paid in Full birthed some dope dealers. I could go on and on and on of street shit that made people at home, parents that wasn't paying attention to their kids. Those movies became reality to some people, and it turned their life into what they paying the price for today. So, gospel music, rap music, movies, plays, entertainment is a magnet. It's more than just entertainment. It is what it is. All right, guys. I think I've done my part here. I think I've said enough. Yeah, I have. Peace and love to everybody, man. I'll see you guys on the next one. See you guys 1 o'clock, same place, same time.
Bam. Tony Coles.
So how have you been, Big X?
Hey, see, I've been doing well, not great, but good. Can't complain, I got more than I should. Been a while since I thugged in the hood. I just hope that my folks understand I done hit every state, I'm just trying to get to it. Anyways, just they liking my music. I just did a show called Bonnaroo, had like 80-some thousand folks jamming and grooving.
So how are your kids?
I can't even lie. When I be away from them, I cry. Cause I love them the most. I would hate for them ever to say that they daddy wasn't right on their side. But for real, my little be fly. He been dressing himself while he tried. And my daughter so pretty, look just like her daddy. And I be telling her gon' die.
And your family?
My people been straight. Trying to put foot on all of they plate. Been going hard. I guess now they seeing it. Cause before they thought I should switch lanes. Or should I start buying ice and keeping on lights? Now they see that this is way bigger than likes. No more just.
I know that's right. Okay, what about your team?
Bigger than life, it's a movie damn near every night. We been popping these bottles to represent life. We was just broke, I mean, they have $1 to split. We kicked those till we finally got right.
So you still smoking squares?
Ain't gonna lie, I've been stressing. Trying to give everybody a blessing. You don't know how it feel to have everything everyone wants when it can get hectic. But I swear I've been trying to quit. Make one more $500,000, I swear that that's it. I done spent $7K on cologne, it's expensive as so I guess I can give up the steez.
So life's good.
No, I ain't saying that. But I'd never give none of this back. Yeah, I lost a whole lot on the way. But if I'm being honest, I'm good right here where I'm at.
All right, I think this was a good session. Gave us a lot to think about. Same time next week.